Hi everyone, welcome to the video. I am taking anyone who wants to go through this series through all of the complicated Latin endings. And we're learning how to use the Latin charts that I created some time ago. To find those charts, if you haven't already, go to my site. When you land on my site, look for resources and click on the drop-down menu. When you click on the drop-down menu, you'll end up on this page. Scroll up to the top. When you scroll past all of my various recommendations, you will find right here the Latin charts PDF. This is free to you. When you go down and click download, you'll end up on this page, and the charts should show up right there on your computer. When you get the charts, it'll be 4 pages. You can print them out, do whatever you like with them, share them with your friends. I give these away. There'll be 4 pages. On page 1 will be the active verbs. On page 4 will be the same verbs, but they will be passive. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about that. You'll learn as you watch the series and as you go through Visual Latin. On page 2, you'll find nouns and adjectives. And on page 3, you'll find pronouns and numbers and things like that. Okay, so in lesson 2 of Visual Latin, let's get rid of that. In lesson 2 of Visual Latin, you start learning Latin adjectives. And all you need on the charts all you need to do is go to adjectives right here. And we're really only looking at the first one. If you don't know what nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, and ablative and all that means, don't worry about it. You're still learning in Visual Latin. You'll learn all of that in Visual Latin, but don't worry about it yet if you're only in lesson 2. So altus here means high. It can also mean deep, oddly enough, but it means high. This is where we get words like altimeter, the instrument that measures the height of an airplane. It's also where we get words like altitude. If you live at a high altitude, then you're used to breathing in thinner air versus if you live at a lower altitude. You might get altitude sickness if you live at the beach and you go visit the mountains. Anyway, altus means high, and if we're describing a word that is masculine, we would use altus. So if we were describing a man, we would say vir altus, right? He's a tall man. And if we were describing a woman, we would use this one here. This is feminine. By the way, M equals masculine, F stands for feminine, and N stands for neuter. So if we were talking about a tall man, we would say vir altus. If we were talking about a tall woman, we would say femina alta, and we would change US to A because now it's feminine. If we were talking about a town that's located at a high altitude, like Denver, Colorado, for example, we would say oppidum altum, even though Denver's not an oppidum, it's not a town, it's a city. But for now, for examples, we'll just say oppidum altum, the high town. That is it for chapter 2. You can ignore all this other stuff. In fact, you can ignore everything you see on the charts. Right now, in chapter 2, all you're learning is that adjectives can have masculine, feminine, or neuter endings. These charts are designed to help you with those concepts.